In a lot of ways, I value my privacy. I get it, but if I'm on a mission to stack cheddar, stack cheese, get my breach up, I'm gonna kick it with moms as long as I can. Hey there, adventurer, traveler, whatever you go by today. Welcome to the quest or the side quest. Taking a break for your main quest. We're on a side quest today to kind of figure out what happened to youth, and why we're still stuck in the middle of it, right? Mainly, I feel like personally I'm 32 and I feel like I'm going on 23. All I have to say is I don't feel like an adult, and there's a couple reasons for that. Starting with delayed milestones, right? I'm sure we're all kind of aware of how things used to be and how things are now, specifically with the milestones that you were expected to or to be able to achieve by a certain age, right? Again, 32 is the age I'm at right now, and I'm thinking like by 32 I'll be pretty close to a house, home ownership. I'll be pretty close to owning a car. I'll be pretty close to more investment opportunities. I would have traveled a lot more, right? But that's just not really, or hasn't really been the case. The thing I'm trying to say is, here specifically is a lot of us are kind of officially waiting for lives to begin officially. Like doing all the traditional stuff, like I stated earlier, owning a house, getting married, starting a family, doing stock stuff, traveling a lot more. It's all the stuff has kind of become less of an expectation and more of a luxury that keeps getting pushed further down the line. At this point, if you're able to afford a 2.5 member family, a wife and 2.5 kids and a dog, you're living on easy street, man. You gotta be, because these prices have went up exponentially since then, since that metric was put into place. Now, if you want to be more regular, you're probably living by yourself, or it's you, your spouse or partner, and a pet. Like, and I'm not joking, for real. I got a cat. These Shibas, blue buffaloes, low key whooping my ass, man. I don't know. It's hard out here. The milestones are different, and if I'm getting beat up by the cost of Shiba and Meow Mix every day, I'm gonna get destroyed by the cost of like more than one kid, and taking on all the responsibility that comes with that. My kid's getting older now, and a lot of stuff that comes up for him is like, he's trying to do football, he's trying to do band, all these extracurricular activities that I want him to be in, but like it's just so much, and this used to be a lot less of a luxury and more of the expectation, like I was saying earlier. So that's kind of keeping me trapped, or at least has me feeling trapped in the cycle of just feeling like I'm not really officially there yet as an adult, and another another issue that I'm coming up on, and kind of has me feeling like I'm not really growing, or I'm not officially an adult, is that financial instability. A lot of people like myself, we have decent jobs on paper. Working in IT is great, working in marketing is great, it's awesome. But most of us are still busting it paycheck to paycheck. We're always one unexpected expense away from completely losing everything, completely blowing it. It's kind of hard to feel like you have things under control, like you're fully an adult and you worked so hard to make sure that things are maintained consecutively, when it's never really feeling like enough. You're always waiting for the other shoe to drop, my therapist used to say, or the other foot to fall, and even if that never falls, you're still tensed up waiting on it to happen, man. It's kind of ridiculous at this point. That's one thing that's keeping me from feeling like I'm an adult, because I still feel like that same 22, 23-year-old, young adult that's still trying to figure out paying my bills on time, paying rent on time, and not getting a late fee here and there. The cycle never really has changed, and I don't think it's through lack of effort, but it's mostly through lack of available resources, lack of just a lack of respectability from my wage, honestly. And bringing this back to we stuttering today, bringing this back to what I'm trying to talk about here with just feeling young. A big part of that for my generation, or just generations past millennials, or millennials on down, it's just that we're just living at home longer. And to be honest with you, we're doing it because it's the smartest financial move we could make, if it's possible to make. One of my younger brothers still living at home with my mom, And he asked me for advice pretty often, like, yo, how do you move out? And I'm trying to do this, I'm so looking for it. And at first I was like, maybe 2019 when he was getting out of high school, I'm like, yeah, man, we'll help you figure something out. It's going to be tough, but that's something that you should do. You're a man. You're about to be your own man. You want your own spot to do this, that, and the third. Now, 2026, like 6, 7 years later, yo, I really hope he doesn't listen to that. And I really hope he stays with my mom and saves as much money as possible. Because I wish I was, honestly. In a lot of ways, I value my privacy. I get it. But if I'm on a mission to stack cheddar, stack cheese, get my breach up, I'm gonna kick it with moms as long as I can. And that's just the smartest thing to do. But with that smart choice, you're getting the trade-off of not getting your independence. Like I was telling my brother, it's gonna suck moving out, doing things on your own. Like, it's gonna suck a lot, but that independence is what you're paying for. You're paying rent, and you're living in a house with like only a couch and a bed for a long time, because that's your space. Plug. That's psychologically, that's something that people need to move from one stage to the next. I feel like when it comes to talking about adulthood, and we're just not really getting that. And it's not because we're choosing to stay home, just because of it. Like, I love my mama too, but if I'm staying at home, it's because I can't afford to be anywhere else. We need, that's just the reality of it. And that's what I'm noticing the problem is for most people in my generation. Is just like, we don't have any other option feasibly. Rent's up to exponential levels, like I'm paying. I saw a video recently on YouTube where somebody was paying like $800 for an apartment in Japan. Nice condo, crazy, 800 USD. My apartment has one outlet per room in a 1-bedroom apartment, and I'm paying like double what they were paying. If they're paying 800, I'm paying like 1,600 easy on just house stuff alone. I'm not even in the middle of my city. I'm kind of on the edge of town. So it's while I'm fighting for my rights and my privacy and everything, and I've enjoyed it for so long, it comes at a cost, and that cost is getting less and less and less like valuable to people going forward, And the cost is also getting out of reach because of career uncertainty. One thing that I'm noticing with our generations here is that we ain't got no type of certainty when it comes to career at this point in time. It's kind of in the air for all of us. Back in the day, they had clear paths for careers and stuff. They had clear paths for transitioning to another path in the office or in the warehouse or whatever. There was a clear ladder you could climb to get to. Not even get to the top, just get to a new plateau. Now, like it kind of feels like we're being told to pivot, upscale, or reinvent yourself all the time just to stay relevant, just to stay employable. It's kind of hard to work at a job and then look for a new job now, because at the new job you're looking for, they're gonna want so much fluff, so much stuff that you're giving to your job already. And I feel like that's on purpose to an extent, drain them so they don't have time to apply to anywhere else. But at the same time, like, it just requires so much more of you to do the same thing. And I think that's really the problem here. We're struggling so hard against the grain. We're struggling so hard as individuals against it all to try to feel like an adult when, in reality, we're just not. I don't think we're being treated as adults. I don't think we're given the same opportunities as adults. Therefore, we feel like children. Going back to what I was saying, I'm not given the opportunity to live on my own like I used to be able to. People in the 90s, people in the 80s used to be able to hustle and live on their own on a part-time salary. There's no way in hell that's working right now. My career is uncertain because of technological advances that should help me, that should help us out, and should help us do work better. But these things are taking our jobs. They took job, like they really took the job. And on top of that, we got to contend with the fact that we're all kind of living paycheck to paycheck at jobs that are paying us more than what our parents even touched in 2 years, back in looking at wages back in the day and stuff, not counting for inflation, of course. But all of that being said, and we just, are still not hitting those same milestones because, again, we're unable to in the current climate. It's just really frustrating me. And I guess this side quest is ending here because I don't have anything to solve it. I don't have a goal I'm going to take this side quest back to the board, put it on the bulletin board, and we're going to get back to the headmaster because I can't finish this quest. I don't know how to stop feeling like a child when I'm 32. But if you do, drop it in the comments. You know, I'm hoping that we don't have to turn this back to the headmaster with an incomplete, because I need that gold. You know what I mean? I need a new sword. I need a new couple things for my adventure pouch. So let's hope we get to it. And I'm hoping you can help me out in the comments. Let me know how you feel and what we can do to stop feeling like children when we're 32 or 33 or whatever, you know. Just help me finish this quest, man. Much love to y'all. I can't wait to talk to y'all in the comments.